Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. And let's get right on to the analysis here. I'm going to be doing a bit of a recap on Friday's trading session. We did get a nice pop off initially on that jobs data. Lots of emotional investors getting into the market here, but unfortunately, all those gains were lost throughout the day. And we got a slight pop at the end of the day because the markets were flipping towards the downside, flipping red. But we ended the day basically flat to negative, a bit of a doji candle as well. So maybe we are going to get a reversal soon in terms of a B wave. But if this continues lower, then in that case, we have another low to go. And this technically could still extend, but I'm going to be looking to see this potentially finish out soon and reset upwards a little bit higher, maybe come back up and fill this gap in the B wave, and it will finally finish up in a C leg, which is going to be a wave 2 right around 453 to 460. So that's basically the game plan right now. It's going well so far. Let's take a look at market cipher. On the daily time frame, we are seeing a continued sell-off towards the downside, a little bit of a reduction in the dual band strength index, so it's getting a little bit less bearish now. The 4 hour is pretty close to bottoming out here, and when we look at the 1 hour, we actually have increasing red money flow, which is actually bearish. And you can see that we are actually getting lots and lots of not red crosses, yellow crosses, which indicates manipulation in the market. So they are pushing this lower than it should go, like they have done in the past, right? They push it down, push it down, push it down, and then boom, what happens? You get a very big reversal back towards the upside, right? So that can happen, and sometimes when that happens, you actually get a very big bounce back up. So that's very normal to see. But we've been getting lots of selling, right? When we take a look at wave edge, we've been getting lots of insider selling here. Big whales are taking profits along this entire rally. Some bullish things is that we are starting to get green crosses here, and I believe we are getting not accumulation yet, but we are getting a few green crosses on the smaller time frames. Nothing on the daily. The daily still looks bearish. The weekly, nothing on the weekly just yet, and I believe we actually have a couple of red crosses on the 2-day and the 3-day. But so far, so good. This is the pullback. This should be expected. We have been overbought for a very long time. And I'm just going to be looking to see if this level can hold. And if it can hold, then we are going to make a final wave up in a wave 3, and then 4 and 5. Maybe we'll finish in 5 right around 510 to 515. Okay, so that's it. We'll take a look at some individual names here. So we'll continue tracking ROKU, which is essentially still in its C leg here. I would like to see one final leg down to about 77 to 69, or sorry, 70 to 77, and that should be your buy area. And if you really want to pinpoint it, you can follow this upsloping trend line that we have here, which will most likely act as tremendous support, in my opinion, once we come back down in a wave 2, and we should finish up in a wave 3 of a larger cycle, wave 3. So this is the 3 of 3 move that we could be getting here, which is very, very bullish, right? It's just a parabolic phase. Small caps could be running, right? Everyone's getting risk on. So this might be the buying opportunity that you might not want to miss. Let's take a look at SBUX here. So SBUX actually ended the day lower, unfortunately, as it continues to push lower. And, we are still in the buy area, but just know that if you are very conservative in terms of risk, you should have your stops set below this red area that I have here. If you're really risk on, then you can go to the pivot, right, which is at $90, and the gap fill, depending on whatever you want. But I just know that if we do go below the buy area, technically it should end here. We could actually do a bit of a fib calculation on the 1.72. Yeah, so 1.272. It's actually gone below here. So I don't know if we should stay in this position if you are in it, but overall, do whatever you want. And there's still the 1.618 down here, and you're in your wave 5. So yeah, I mean, in terms of risk reward, this is the best risk reward you're gonna get. So it's basically in the buy area. You have your stop just below here, which is essentially a 1% move. And if it goes back up, then you have 10% of upside. Okay, let's take a look at Apple and NVIDIA. I actually want to take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA coming back up, and it's supposed to be finishing in its wave 2 here. Is it doing a bigger pattern? You know, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 3. Yeah, it technically could, but I think it's just taking its time here, and we should be getting another sell-off. Which, I mean, right now the Nasdaq is getting pummeled, right? And if you have Nvidia selling off even more, then the Nasdaq is gonna go deeper in its wave. You know, in its wave 2, which means the SPY could be selling off even more, right? Maybe we don't get this B wave and we just go straight down to 453, right? That's possible. Maybe we've missed the B wave, all right? If we take a look at our count here on the smaller time frames, I see maybe, let's get on some smaller time frames. The 15-minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this was a B, and now you're going to come back in a C leg, a very small B wave. Maybe it's a very small B wave, right? And then you're going to finish up, and then you'll come right back down to C. So maybe we'll get a very short-term rally followed by some selling, right? But we'll keep an eye on it. Right now, let's keep going. We'll take a look at Apple. I believe Apple has been taking it on the chin lately. It's come down significantly, back down to 181. So much bad news for Apple. I think it was downgraded recently. And just stock has started to sour. Note unseen years. I mean, like we've seen the amount of distribution that has been happening on volume leaders. All the dark pool trades starting to occur at the highs, right? And they've been selling for basically a month, and it takes time for them to unload their positions without the market knowing. And once that's finished and it's done with, look what happens, right? It's followed by a 6-7% drop in Apple, which is it's something to see. And I didn't think that the wave 1 would play out so quickly, but it's starting to play out. So now you should be coming back in a 2, and maybe you'll fill this gap, and then a 3 and a 4 and a 5, back down to 155 on Apple. Yeah, so that's basically it. I know there's lots of Apple lovers out there, but this is what I see on the chart right now. And then let's finally take a look at one more. I'll actually cover PayPal here, and I think PayPal is still coming back down in a wave 5, and it needs to make one more low. At that point, this should be the cycle low right around this area, and it would be a very nice buying opportunity for the long term. And that would be amazing to do like a covered call strategy, if you guys are big fans of covered call strategies. And then you let that bad boy float up to infinity and beyond. But again, this is probably followed by the markets coming down as well, and then we have a big burst of inflation coming back, and they print money, and then stocks soar because of all that money printing. All right, let's keep going here. Let's cover oil. We've been tracking oil for quite a bit of time. Looks like it's continuing to extend this wave 2 here. Maybe this could have been the finishing wave 1, and then this is an A, B, and a C. So you're just finishing up the C leg here, something like we did over here. So I'll just pull it from there, and I'll just readjust it because I don't want to create another one. So maybe this is an A, B, C, and then we're just gonna finish up. Right, anytime now, and then the wave 2 will extend up higher. I actually would like to see it finish between the 1 and the 2. So wave 1 to wave 2, right? Wave 2 high, and then you could do your calculation like so by pulling the parallel channel from the bottom here to the high. That's wave 1 and wave 2. That's wave 1. And 2. Oh, sorry. Bottom of wave 1 and top of wave 2. Okay, so we're actually a little bit over. Actually, what happens if I drag it up here? So wave 1 and the beginning, the finishing of wave 2. Okay, so I guess maybe we should be finishing up pretty soon if we bring it to the top of wave 1. Sorry, there we go. So yeah, it's essentially near the sell area, and you should be finishing up here and then coming back down in a bigger move down in a wave 3 to 70 below, 65 below. Once we cross 65 and lower, that's going to be our warning that things are starting to unravel in the economy, and there's lots of weakness. Natural gas, again, so bullish. extremely bullish. Natural gas is finally popping off, getting a huge rally towards the upside. It's basically off the lows, up 30. Excuse me, it's up 35% off the lows. It's just doing amazing. Looking for a wave 2 pullback. That's going to be dip buy, buying opportunity. Just get ready for nat gas to go higher. It's coming. It's coming. And finally, we'll take a look at gold and silver. So gold's kind of just, chopping sideways at the highs. It could be consolidating for a breakout higher, but looking at the dollar, it looks like the dollar wants to go a little bit higher and get a big bounce up. And it's had a pretty dramatic sell-off, and yields want to go a little bit higher, right? You can see the 20-year yield popping off here. Same thing for the 10-year. So this tells me that gold might get a dip, right? We might get a dip down to maybe 1960, 1950, and that would be a buying opportunity for the long term, because we may not get a chance to buy gold and silver at these prices for much longer, right? So I am accumulating for the long term. You do whatever you want, right? Always do whatever you want. It's not up to me to decide what you do with your money. But overall, I do believe we're going to have a short-term sell-off followed by final rally. And then at that point, we will begin our new cycle higher in the yields. And that is going to cause the markets to fall lower. And that's essentially when the SPY is going to be topping out right around 510 to 540. Could we go higher? Yeah, but this is my target that I have here illustrated, right? We caught the bottom beautifully on this drop down using the same, as what am I saying here? The same technique, the same method of doing Elliott wave, and that was a beautiful, beautiful, level that we tagged, and then we had the tremendous rally. So we're looking for this final rally, and then we're going to be looking to tag the bottom right around this area. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and this helps you. If you guys want to get access to these trades, it's free inside the Discord's free. You guys can join. I post some of my trades there. Enjoy. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace.